followers to Bald Boxing Podcast Beyond the Ropes. And today we've got IBF European Champion Mark Chamberlain and his trainer Jared Partridge.
Chamberlain again can't miss. Roblox on the ropes. Marcus McDonnell having a look. Down goes Roblox and he stopped it. It's a stoppage victory for Mark Chamberlain. Chamberlain looked to finish it right here and now. And he's gone down again. Second knockdown. Not sure this wants to be going on. And it certainly doesn't now. The tail's gone in and it's all over in the first round. Mark Chamberlain with a dramatic win.
How you doing?
Hello, mate. Thanks for having us.
No problem, mate. So, you know, we go back a long way. Like, I used to train Jared, and now Jared trains Mark. And off the back of that, I can understand why you would have him in your corner, because he's loyal, honest, and you need that in this game, don't you find?
Yeah, definitely. You need someone that you can trust, someone that you gel with well, and as long as it works together and it works both ways, then yeah, team's a good one.
Yeah. So the gym's absolutely buzzing at the moment. Absolutely buzzing and thriving in here at the moment. Good atmosphere, yeah? Are you really enjoying working with Jared?
Yeah, not only with Jared, I enjoy being in the club with all the amateurs as well, because there's a good few amateurs coming through. Conor McCormack, he won the national title the weekend up in Sheffield. So yeah, I mean the gym's buzzing, not only with the pros but with the amateurs as well. So it's a good buzz in the gym, and everyone bounces off of each other as such.
Yeah, amazing. So you're the European IBF champion. Did you see this? Was that your goal when you started this? Did you think you're going to go right the way to the top on the big stage as you have?
I mean, I've always stuck to boxing throughout. I've been doing it since I was 6. I'm 25 now. My aim as a kid, I always wanted to be a world champion. Now I know that's a very big ask, but just got to keep doing what I'm doing, keep winning, keep listening, turning up, putting the work in the gym, and then there's no reason for it not to happen. Obviously, I've got a good team behind me. Frank Warren, my promoter, and my manager.
Last of the real promoters.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He obviously believes in me because he's put me on the big stage, and I just got to show everyone what I can do on the night.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So you say you started boxing at 6 years old. Where did you start?
So basically, it was me and my brother, Jamie, my mum, she took us to a local club up in Wecock, just so we could sort of learn how to look after ourselves if we was to be approached by a bully as such.
Yeah.
And we sort of like just stuck at it, and then my dad started getting involved because he obviously see that we had like a love into it as such, and then just went from there really. Started travelling around the country, sparring, gym to gym, sparring. Had a couple of amateur fights and then stuck to it. And I ended up having 48 amateur fights, winning 3 national titles along the way, being junior, youth and senior. And then I hit 18 when I won the seniors, and I just thought I'd boxed for England a couple of times, and same as every other sport, they're corrupt as such, if you want to call it that. There was a few good kids I beat along the way, which got picked over me, so I just thought enough's enough. I won the major title, being the senior elite one, and I just wanted to turn pro from there. Then thankfully I managed to bag myself a deal with Frank Warren from the start. I've been with him like 5.5 years now. COVID hit, slowed down a little bit, but I managed to stay active and have 3 fights behind closed doors. So yeah, I've had 14 fights now, 10 knockouts and 14 wins, IBF European Champion. And then the next step is the 8th of March in Saudi Arabia.
Riyadh. How big is that? You must be excited, guys. Yeah. Jared, what's he like to train? Easy or hard?
I don't think any fighter's easy to train. They've all got their good points and bad points. But all I can say is Mark's on absolute form at the minute. Yeah. He's on absolute form. I think like every fighter hits a point in their career where things have stepped up. Now it's a 50-50. Now it's a fight where if you make mistakes, you're going to lose. So this camp is been an absolute pleasure. Actually, Mark is doing everything I ask of him. As I said just a minute ago, he is on top form, and I think that's what a fighter needs to go through. You know, that time where it's like, oh shit, things are getting real now. You know.
Yeah.
You know, not discrediting any of his fights before. He's been in with some very good opponents, but it just feels different this time.
Yeah.
And we're on it. We're on it.
Every single senior fight I had, everyone touched the canvas.
Every single senior fight he had, the opponent touched the canvas.
Yeah, might not have been like a knockout, but they hit the canvas. Yeah, but it's not all about the knockouts, is it? Obviously, a knockout is great, and
Yeah.
I will never, do you know what I mean, shy away from one if an opportunity's there, then you go for it. But I don't go looking for it, do you know what I mean? If it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, Riyadh, they're about 3 hours out in time difference from us, which is not too bad, really, is it? It's not a massive worry.
No, not too bad. I mean, I'll probably adapt to it fine, and yeah, I mean, I won't let the time difference affect me at all.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Gavin Gwynn, yeah? Roughhouse opponent from Wales, yeah? What?
Way to describe him?
Yeah. What tactics? What tactics are you going to use against this guy?
Yeah, I won't be talking tactics, but
He leads with his head a little bit, I noticed.
yeah. Well, look, all I can say is we're preparing for the best version of Gwyn.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
the strongest, the meanest, you know, the highest work rate. I mean, the best version of Gwyn.
Yep.
That's what we're training for, and that's what we'll be ready for.
If you do that, I'm sure you'll be successful.
Yeah, we plan to be very successful. I think Gwyn's in for a big shock. Big shock.
Yeah. I was watching Gwyn in his last fight against another southpaw,
Yeah.
which is quite handy to be able to watch that. Have you picked out any strengths and weaknesses from that fight with Emilio Marsili?
I mean, I watched it. I know everyone has their night. I believe Gwyn wasn't his best that night. Like say, everyone has their bad nights, but if he was in there with me on that night, I would have finished him in the second round when he got clipped.
Yeah, because Marsili did have him like swimming, rocking and rolling a little bit. You'd have definitely confident you'd have got him out of there, Mark, yeah?
Well, I would have just stuck it on him. I think he let Gwyn like sort of get away with it and then breathe, and then he recouped and then he come back. But that's Gwyn, do you know what I mean? He comes on strong, he non-stop punching, great work rate. He's got a good chin. Obviously, I watched a couple of the fights. Another puncher, which was James Tennyson, hell of a fighter. I think he stopped him in the sixth. He didn't knock him out, but the ref like called it off, sort of thing. So he's a tough man, and I'm not looking past him. And I've got to be on my A game and turn up on the night to beat him. Simple as that.
Yeah. So in the last fight you had, which was an absolute war, I really enjoyed to watch it. One of the fights when you're on the edge of your seat against, was it Ramlovs? Artem's Ramlov. You got did you have got a cut? What round did you get that cut?
Yeah, like I say, everyone in the boxing game, they have their nights. I think that night I wasn't on my A game as such. I wouldn't say I overlooked him, but I made a few mistakes, which I won't be making in this fight, because I believe the ones I was making in that fight will cost me this fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did get cut in I think it was the 7th round with a head clash. I managed to get through all the way to pretty much the end. But yeah, it was a nasty cut. I was blinded in one eye for one of the rounds. I think it was the 8th round. I just kept getting caught with shots because I couldn't see. Looks like I had one eye, and I had a big lump of vas in my eyeball, and I've gone to wipe it with a glove on, and yeah, it just didn't go down well. It's like smeared my vision, and I couldn't see.
Yeah, I did hear that you got some vas in your eye, and it became a problem. Was that in between the 7th and the 8th?
Yeah, I think so. Like I say, I was blinded for the 8th, so I think that was the round, and then managed to clear that, and then get the stoppage in the middle of the 10th round.
So, really, I was speaking to Uncle Frank Hopkins, and, you know, will you be getting him back for the one in Riyadh? between me, you, and the gatepost, he did say he would like to come back, but he'd like to hear from you himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think Frank is out in Riyadh at the time, but I have actually got my team put in place for this one. So, yeah, there's no bad blood there between me and Frank. I've worked with him throughout pretty much my whole career, apart from the last 2. But no, he won't be doing the cuts this time around. But like I say, there's no bad blood between anyone, and yeah, I look forward to seeing him.
How much before the fight will you be arriving in Saudi?
Just over a week. We'll be out there.
Just you got a week to acclimatise.
Yeah. I think we're fortunate that it's not like the peak of their summer, and the time difference isn't mad. I think you mentioned to Mark earlier about time difference. Like, Mark, it's not really going to affect anything because of lately Mark's been used to headlining shows.
Yeah.
So the 3-hour difference is it just will be because he's lower on the card,
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah, so it's not going to make any difference, really. Yeah. Like if you're fighting in Vegas, where it's like, 12-hour, then you've got to start doing things differently.
Would have had to have gone out there, a lot before. Obviously, there'd be an element of climatising and getting over being a bit tired from the flight and bits. We've got plenty of time to do that. Yeah, not concerned about that in the slightest.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. You must be elated to have guys like this in a gym that you've created.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've worked him out for 4 years now. Done his last 7 fights, and in particular his last fight and a couple of fights before that, I was pretty much having a lead role as a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I say, it's been 4 years. So I've certainly played my part in developing Mark and getting him to a position where we can challenge for big titles and on the big stage. So. We got loads of good kids coming through here. Like Mark mentioned earlier about the older amateurs now are starting to make some big noise.
Yeah.
When picking up more national titles. There's like Tommy Johnson here. It's a good stable. It's a good up and coming stable.
Yeah, it's great fun coming down here when everyone's in the gym, and it's a great atmosphere. You've done really well. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you. And thanks for your help coaching me.
No problem, mate. We just
start asking for some commission.
I was coming to that. Yeah, started off we've done a bit of training, had a couple of conversations. Then you became a trainer.
Yeah.
Then we had a couple more conversations. Then you had your own gym.
Yeah.
Then you morphed into this.
Yeah.
Well done.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Don't give him an opportunity, because don't get. Well done, mate.
No,
well done, pal.
Thank
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I truly believe the winner of this fight will go on to, I don't know, maybe fight for the European, and then on to bigger and better things, really, because obviously these international titles, they open up rankings in the governing bodies.
Yeah.
So I think with the IBF, I'm number 2 or 3 at the minute. So hopefully it could sort of fast track you up there, not to a world title, but put you in the rankings with them.
Yeah. Riyadh. So there's going to be a lot of stars there. There's going to be a lot of stars there. Yeah, you're going to be rubbing shoulders with a lot of stars. You must be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I see the last couple, Cristiano Ronaldo, Conor McGregor, a few famous rappers, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's loads of them there, yeah.
I mean, boxing didn't used to be like this. To me, this is just boxing on steroids. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, the Saudis don't mess around, do they? I mean, obviously to do what he's done in the last 2 or 3 months with boxing, and it hasn't happened before, obviously it proves money talks, don't get me wrong, because when do you ever see Eddie Earn and Frank Warren sat at the same table? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was never happening, was it?
No, that's what I mean. You've got to take your hat off to His Excellency for making all these big fights happen, and obviously putting a lot of money up to not only make these fights happen, but on the same night making big fights happen, all on the same card. So it must cost him a fortune.
So I've got one more thing just to mention. I'm not going to mention too much about it, but what happens between you and Sam Noakes?
At this precise minute, I don't really care about Sam Noakes.
No, you're
I've
not
got,
looking past Gwyn.
no, I've got Gwyn in front of me on the 8th of March. Let me get the 8th of March out of the way and then ask me about him again.
Right, I'll ask you then. Best of luck, team. Thank you very much for the interview today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah? Take care, viewers. Jab a move.
Stop constantly spudding me as well.
So, how far... How bef... Fucking doing one, that's it. Take two!
It's them fucking glasses.